Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Welcome, everybody, to the Hockey Think Tank podcast, brought to you by Hockey Think Tank U, place for all passionate parents, players, and coaches to go to get a little bit of education and a little bit of inspiration regarding the greatest game on the planet. What an episode we have for you guys here today. I have been listening to a lot of podcasts throughout the holidays, a lot of best ofs. And so what we're going to do here today is we are going to share our best of short shifts. So our little 10-minute hitter episodes that we do every Wednesday. We picked out 5 of our favorites that we will have for you guys here today. And just to let you know which one those are that we are going to have, number 1, intangible things that scouts look for. That was one that we got a ton of feedback on. Intangible things that scouts look for in players. Second one, team toughness. How do you build team toughness? Mental toughness, physical toughness. How do you build the toughness within a team? Next, we have, you got a skilled player that doesn't have a lot of confidence. How do we get that confidence back for that player, right? So a lot of players out there, really, really good players. At some point in their career, they're going to struggle a little bit. They're going to hit some adversity, maybe not be as confident, but how can we help those players get that confidence back? So skilled players that have low confidence, we're also going to, what do you do when you have a really, really good player that doesn't buy in? It's not really working hard, not buying in. I said something on social media last week, something to the effect of, it was after Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had this big speech to another football team, and he talked about how on his teams, the best players were always the hardest workers. And I know from my experience, both as a player and a coach at the college level, particularly, when your best players are your hardest workers, that's a recipe for success. When your best players are the least bought in, or they don't work very hard, they just get by on talent, very, very hard to win when you have that kind of culture. So what can you do to challenge your better players as a coach? And then lastly, how do you shut down the opponent's top players? How do you shut down the opponent's top players? That's something we got a lot of feedback on that one. It's a little bit more of a defensive laden episode. But yeah, other teams got really, what do you do? How do you stop those players? So those are going to be the 5 short shifts that we're going to have for you guys here today. It was an amazing 2025, guys. Just cannot thank you enough for tuning in for all of our episodes. We've gotten such great feedback, not only on our Monday episodes, our longer ones where we bring on guests, or we get a little bit deeper of a dive into a specific topic, but also on the Friday face-offs and the short shifts. And so we wanted to give you 5 of our favorite ones here today. Just really quickly going to go through the sponsors, and we'll get you guys over there. Just the people that make our podcast go around. Obviously, our title sponsor, icehockeysystems.com. Jeff with Train Heroic, allowing him to be the strength and conditioning coach for thousands of people all over the world. And Helios Hockey, this was such a great, we just had JP Buckley on our podcast not too long ago for Friday Face-Off. Such cool new features that they have with Helios Hockey, Crossbar, just the all-in-one place to help you run your youth hockey organization. We love them a ton. All of those companies, they are doing an incredible service for the hockey world, and we appreciate them so much. But let's get over to the episode right now, guys. So without further ado, here are 5 of our favorite short shift episodes from 2025.
Welcome to another Short Shifts episode on this beautiful Wednesday, sponsored by your mom. Just kidding. Sponsored by Skate Tech. Skate Sharpening Equipment Repair brings you an HO quality service at an affordable retail price with over 23 years of sharpening and equipment customizing experience. Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team uniforms, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the pros trust. Check our buddy out at skatetechsharpening.com.
There we go, baby. Here we go. Short shifts. pumped for this episode here today. This is one that I think all kids playing. I think all kids playing should certainly listen to. And Vex, I know that you're going to absolutely love this one because this is you to a T as a player when you were growing up and in pro hockey. Because you played pro hockey.
Male modeling.
People paid to watch you play. Inside joke. Thank you. But anyway, great topic here today. And what I want to talk about, dude, is I want to talk about intangible things that scouts look for in players. So things that like don't show up on the score sheet, but really excite scouts. And so I want to talk about this because with some of the talks that I've been doing, I've been traveling a lot. I've been fortunate to, do a lot of different talks with coaches and also with players. And I put together this presentation basically on things that don't show up on the score sheet, but like great players do and great teams do at the end of the day. And I was in Calgary this past week, and they got a team. They got like 3 first-round draft picks to the WHL, just a lot of talent on their team. And so like a lot of the video presentation is like guys like Crosby and McKinnon and Kucherov and Stamkos, like doing little things that don't show up on the score sheet. And so I want to ask you, dude, like when you think about and you're talking to like different people and scouts, because I know a lot of scouts call you about the kids from St. Louis because you basically work out all of them. What do you feel like are some things that are intangible stuff, things that don't show up on the score sheet, but really excite scouts at the end of the day?
Oh man, absolutely love that question. I mean, number one, are you a good teammate? And let me start by this. You shouldn't want to do these things to impress scouts, because sometimes kids ask me, what are scouts looking for? And they're asking because they're like asking for the answer to the test. And I'm like, well, you should want to do these things because you're a better teammate, you're a better hockey player. And then scouts are attracted to that higher level of thinking and playing and executing and things like that. So like, these aren't answers to the test to just like cheat and do them. Like you do them and you're a better hockey player than the scouts like you. So being a good teammate, and like when they're watching, I remember, dude, when did we have Gwozdecki on? Was he like our first ever?
He was, I think, episode number 4. Yeah.
Okay. But he was one of our first ever interviews. I think we put it out maybe a little bit later, but I remember him saying that he would go and watch practice and watch what the guys are doing in line. Are they talking to their teammates in line at practice? And if you're on the bench, like, are you talking to your teammates when the coach talks to you? Are you looking at him in the eye, or are you like looking like you're disinterested? Like things like, they're so little, but they're like really not little. Like you watch all the best players in the world, when they come back to the bench, they're talking to their line mates. They're talking to their teammates. What are you seeing? What happened here? Did you see this? Did you see that? They're doing this. Let's try this. Like you're trying to solve the puzzle relentlessly. That means you're a competitor. Right? It means you're a leader. It means you're a good follower. It means you're a good teammate. You're trying to do everything you can to win. Like that little type of detail right there is really important. And then I think like little non-sexy things that don't show up on the score sheet that I always look for to see if guys like really care and if they really want to win and they're like team guys. Like, do you stop and not swing? When you go to the net, do you stop and stay there? Even when the goalie like catches it, like, do you stop and stay there so you're getting in his kitchen and like you're hard to play against, or do you do a flyby so that the D-men on the other team don't have to do anything? The goalie never has to worry, is there anybody around here, which makes him play like just a little bit differently. Do you back check? Do you change hard? Because it's unselfish to sprint back to the bench. That's an unselfish play to put your teammate in a better position. You really don't you personally get no value add to a stat ever. Unless you're like getting off and they're on a breakaway, which Stas seemed to do that a few times, bro. No, Stas was the king of the opposite. Stas was the king of, if he made a sick play and it like looked like he put somebody on a breakaway and he was going to change, and then he'd be like, I'll see if they score. And then he'd stay out on the ice and get the plus, but he deserved it. He made the sick pass. But anyways, changing hard. Are you changing hard? Face-offs. If you're a winger, are you battling to help your center win that draw? Like, you're not getting like, there's no stat for wingers coming in and winning the draw. The center gets the win or the loss, but a good teammate gets in there and helps them. And also like somebody who's a competitor and wants to win. So those are some of the things that like off the top of my head pretty quickly I can throw out there.
A lot of things off the top of your head, which is why I knew you were going to love this prompt here.
You got to do those things when you don't have skill. So
it's funny what you took out of the Guaz. So for everybody that's listening, George Gwozdecki, if you don't know, he was head coach at the University of Denver for a long time. Won a couple national championships there. Stas played for him when he was at Denver and coached in the NHL as well. And he was one of our first episodes. And it's funny because one of the stories that I remember him saying was a different one, actually, where he talked about Rod Brindamore. And Rod Brindamore, Hall of Fame player, coach of the Carolina Hurricanes now. And he was recruiting and watching him play when he was an assistant coach at Michigan State up in Wilcox, Saskatchewan at Notre Dame. It's a prep school out there. And the story that he told us on the podcast was in the first period, Brindamore scored a goal and kind of was like, okay, whatever. And then a little bit later in the game, one of his teammates scored a goal and he was on the ice and he acted like he won the Stanley Cup. And the way that Guaz tells the story, it was like, I knew he was a good player. And after he scored, I was like, I really liked him. And then when I saw him react to his teammate scoring, I knew I needed to have this kid in my program. Wow. And, so obviously Brindamore ends up going to Michigan State and, the whole lore about him, them having to lock him out of the weight room. And then he goes on to have this amazing career that still lasts today as the coach of the Hurricanes. Like that's a little intangible thing that excites people. Like how, again, it goes back to what you just said. How good of a teammate are you? How much do you care about your teammates? And so there's a couple other things. So this presentation that I give, and when I give this presentation, dude, it's like probably 25 video clips from NHL players, a lot of them being high end players doing these little things. And so I think about the one that I love is Alexander Barkov, and Barkov is playing 3-on-3 overtime in the offensive zone. And he passes the puck to one of his teammates, and in 3-on-3 overtime passes it to his teammate and changes. So he gets off. Sam Bennett comes out, comes into the slot, gets fed by the guy that Barkov gave the puck to and ends up scoring. And like an offensive zone change is one of the most unselfish things that you can do. And in the NHL, points equals money, right? Points equals money in the NHL. And here's a guy, there's a reason why he's the 2-time defending Stanley Cup captain, who, when is there ever a better time to get points than 3-on-3 overtime in the offensive zone? And he changes for his teammate who comes out and scores. Like that is an intangible thing, a hockey sense thing that excites you. There was another clip I absolutely loved. It was actually Lucic. So he's playing in Calgary, and it's a empty net. So his team's 5, the other team's 6. And one of his defensemen shoots the puck from like the red line, and it's kind of like trickling towards the net. And so him and a guy on the other team are racing for that puck, and the puck is going to go in, but he has the opportunity to kind of tap it in himself and get the goal. But instead of tapping it in himself to give him the goal, he actually just like goes in front of the defender so the defender can't get it. So his teammate gets the goal. Like how cool is that? So cool. Right? Like how cool is that? Then you got like McKinnon and Crosby blocking shots. One of my favorite ones is Crosby at like 37 years old, beating out an icing, so like just a little, the effort against a younger player that's probably faster than him, but because he's Crosby and he cares about that kind of stuff, like that's why he's a winner. Just those little intangible things. And so, yeah, I love what you said too about like, there's a lot of scouts that love to sit across from the benches and watch a player and their body language when they're being coached. So when the coach comes up and starts talking to them, like you said, are you looking up at your coach and kind of nodding, or are you like staring off and like you're not even listening to the coach? Because I've seen both. And then the other thing you said, it was one of the first things you said too, like for all the kids that are listening, like you'd be shocked, or maybe you wouldn't be shocked at how many scouts have live barn accounts. Why? Because they want to watch you practice. They want to watch you practice, because at the end of the day, if they're recruiting you, let's say it's college and they're recruiting you at 16 years old, you're not going to get there until you're 19 or 20 years old. That's 3 years of development. And if you're somebody that doesn't practice hard, you're not going to be ready. Like you're not going to be good enough to play at that level. But if you're a player that practices really hard and cares about reps and competes in practice, then they know what they're going to get. They're going to get somebody that has gotten better based on that. And so just as you guys are, thinking about all of these different things, practice is where it happens. Practice is what makes you better so you can perform in the games and you can develop and become a better hockey player. And coaches love it. Like, it's one of the first questions that a scout asks. What's practice habits like? It's every coach is asking your coach that question. What's their practice habits? How much do they care about practice? Are they an everydayer? Those kinds of things, because that's what translates to the next level. So, man,
I have one last one that's an all-encompassing 10,000-foot view that you always talk about. Do they love hockey? Do they love hockey? Because if you love hockey, Toph always talks about this. The guys that love hockey are going to put in the extra reps, are going to watch the video more intently, and then take that into practice and actually practice what they're seeing on their video. They're going to actually ask more questions, of the coaches and all the way down. They're going to work harder in the gym. They're going to eat better. They're going to sleep better because they love hockey. They want to do everything they can to get better. Yeah. So that's probably an overarching theme here. The guys who really love the game and are really, really selling the farm to try and make it to the next level, no matter how good they are skill-wise, blessed with skill, they're probably doing a lot of these things.
Yeah, 100%, man. You got to love the game. There's nothing more important if you want to play at a high level hockey than loving the game, right? Like, you and I can go back to every single player that we know that has either maximized their potential if they didn't have the skill, or had the skill and made it. I would say the one consistency is they love the game. And just for the reasons that you said, when you love it, you're going to want to do it more. You're going to want to work harder. You're going to put more intention into what you do. You're going to want to come to the rink on the days you don't feel like coming to the rink. And, 100%, man. That's what it all boils down to, loving the game. So, all right, man.
He doesn't make $1 million bucks. He loves the game. Mystery Alaska.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Bailey.
Share the show.
You're listening to the Best of the Hockey Think Tank Podcast 2025.
Welcome to another Short Shift Wednesdays from the bros, cousins, on the Hockey Think Tank podcast. And in case you didn't know, our Wednesdays episodes are sponsored by the best in the game, Skate Tech. Skate Tech skate sharpening and equipment repair brings you NHL quality service at an affordable retail price. With over 23 years of sharpening and equipment customizing experience, Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team uniforms, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros trust. Check them out at skatetechsharpening.com.
Dude, you know what you sound like when you're doing like the blade profiling? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know?
No, I don't. Know it? Is it the Micro Machines guy?
No, it's guy. Sandy Lyle in Along Came Polly when he's in the boardroom and he's acting as Ruben Pfeffer.
So good.
Skydiving.
Alligator wrestling. That might be the greatest compliment you could have ever given me, because I love that speech.
I know.
Wow. Perfect. Raindrops.
Okay. Anyways, it is short shifts today. And we got a fun one here for you guys today. So what we want to talk about, and being in the NHL Stanley Cup Finals now, and the Florida Panthers are going on to potentially win 2 in a row. And so one of their biggest strengths, I think, as a group is team toughness. They have team toughness. And that is something, man, if you want to win a Stanley Cup nowadays, that's something you got to have. If you want to win the NCAA championship, that's what you got to have. If you want to win a junior championship, and I'd even venture a guess to say in the higher kind of like ages of youth hockey, if you want to win as a team, you got to have team toughness. And so there's a difference, I think, between toughness and team toughness. But Vex, like when you hear that word, team toughness, or those words, what comes to mind? Because you've played, I know, for, like, you talk about the Omaha Lancers back in the day, talk about team toughness. Wow. What does that mean to you?
Hard to play against. All over the ice. Like, tough teams battle. They battle. Every puck 50-50, they're like battling for their life on it. They're blocking shots. They're
being hard to play against down low on faceoffs. They're engaging. Like tough teams, they're the ones when you go to play them, like you're walking in the arena and you're like, I got to have my big boy pants on. This is going to be a freaking war tonight. And that's how the Panthers play. That's how we played in Omaha the 3 years that I was there. Nobody, you played against us. Nobody ever wants to play against those teams because you know that if you're going to get a win, you're going to come out with some bumps, some bruises, some blood, some guys limping. It's going to be a war. And that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to fight us nonstop. It's just like every check they're finishing, every face off they're engaging, getting into you, and then battling on the face off. You have to earn everything when you're playing against a team that plays tough.
Yeah, I feel like team toughness is about the little things.
Yeah,
like you said, it's great gaps. It's second, third effort for pucks. It's like relentless back check, like whenever you get a puck, you have no time or space or room to breathe. It's an overall like team toughness at the end of the day is an overall mentality of just wearing you down and winning every battle and doing the little things really, really well, especially those little things that take literally zero talent to do. It's just effort and consistency. And when you play against a team with team toughness, and when you don't too. When you don't have it. And so, yeah, man, it's just a relentlessness. And I would also add, I also think it's a togetherness thing too. Like I don't know any teams that are team tough that don't like each other or don't care about each other. I think that's a culture. It's a locker room thing as well. So yeah, it's all encompassing, and it's so hard to play against teams that are team tough.
Yeah, I mean, you're walking in the rink and you're getting ready for warm-ups, and like I got a battle tonight. Like every time that I'm catching a puck, I'm gonna get a hit. I'm gonna get hit. Every face-off, I've got to be on my toes. I've got to be ready to engage because they're gonna stick me and then get into the help their center. Like everywhere, all over the ice, they are going to do everything they can to win battles, and it's not fun to play against. It's not like, you're going out there to play some shinny and you're going to have a ton of room and time and space. It's like they're just hovering. They're lingering. They're lingerers, man. They're lingering, and it's really, really hard to play against. Nobody wants to play against them. That's why Florida's killing it.
Yeah, 100%. And like one of the areas that I know as a forward that you can really tell team toughness is in front of the net. Like when you have a team that boxes out really well, or you have a team where it's like, even when the goalie, covers the puck, you're not getting within 2-3 feet of them. You're just not. Like they're, whether it's a little cross check or it's box out or it's, putting your shoulder into it, like just the front of the net is an absolute war zone. And they treat their goalie, typically team tough teams.
Excuse me?
I don't know. Like it's impossible to get to the goalie.
Impossible
to get to the goalie. Would you agree? I mean, that was your MO, was forward in front of the net. Would you agree with that statement?
100%. And going like anytime that I was in a league where there was teams or a team that played this way, like I knew, oh man, I gotta be ready tonight. Like I might have to throw some extra padding on my lower back or between my shoulder pad and my elbow pads, because I know that if I and the only way I was scoring is if I was around the net. Most likely, it was like if I want to be a factor in this game, I'm going to come out of this game hurting and bruised, and it wears you down mentally when you're playing that that style of play over and over and over. And so that's what Florida does. But Toph's so right. Because you just think about the teams that are really hard to play against. It's hard to score goals on them. It's really hard to score goals in higher level hockey if there's not traffic in front of the goalie, if you're not able to bang home rebounds, if you're not able to tip and screen. The goalies at the higher levels are so big, so fast, so good that if they see every shot, they're going to save 99.9 of them. So the teams that play tough, they know and they protect their goalie and everybody's in it together, they're not even letting you get close to the freaking net.
Yeah. 100%.
Not fun to play against.
No, I think, and for brevity,
fun to play against, but not easy.
Yeah, I would say that's actually correct.
Yeah.
Like if I'm somebody's into me, like I'm into the game. Let's go.
Yeah. But sometimes you don't hate the easy ones too.
Yeah. Exactly. So out of we don't have a ton of time on this. I want to say one thing before we end, and that is team toughness is earned in practice. It's impossible to be team tough in a game if you're not team tough and competitive with each other in practice. And you know that from your Omaha days. I know that from my Cornell days, a few of my Steel team days. Like that's a mentality that needs to happen during practice. And that's why, like, if you want to be team tough, you're doing a lot of battle drills, you're doing a lot of competition, and you're also probably a coach that is stingy on the details. Really, really stingy on the details, because I think team toughness and discipline also they go hand in hand. Like team toughs for me are not like wild cowboys that are going around fighting and all this kind of stuff. No, team tough plays between the whistles. If they need to handle something in like outside the whistles, they will, but very rarely do they do that. It's like a get in, get out, like just relentless, suffocating. It's an absolute mind suck for the other team when you play against them. But I do feel like you can't have team toughness in games if you don't have team toughness in practice, and you don't have a coach that instills discipline and instills the importance of details as well.
No doubt about it. Never been on a team that was soft in practice that could bring it in games.
No,
not one time. And it's the same thing with like your higher end skill guys. Like if they don't pay attention to the details in practice, like stopping and starting and like the little things, yeah, maybe they'll get some points on the power play. They're not scoring 5-on-5. And so it's like, I don't care. NHL, AHL, never seen it, man. Never seen it anywhere. It's so massively important that you practice this way too. And that doesn't mean every drill you're killing each other. It means obviously like quality practice plans, day before a game. Maybe you're not battling the entire practice. You have one battle drill and then some practice, some flow, stuff like that, whatever it may be. But Monday, Tuesday, you're probably going hard with each other.
Yeah, 100%. And you even look at like the Stanley Cup Finals, dude. You mentioned it, like when your top guys are tough and care about the team. Like you look at the Stanley Cup Finals, like Barkov and Tkachuk, competitors. Mm-hmm. Like you look at McDavid and Draisaitl, competitors. Like there's a reason. If your top players are soft mentally, soft physically, I don't really think you have a chance at winning. If your top players are your hardest workers and your top players are a part of that team toughness, like that sets the tone for everybody else, and it allows teams to just be great.
100%.
Can't have without it. So, all right, man, good stuff. Time is up. Share the show. Be team tougher in practice. Let's go. Woo!
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most highly sought-after products on the market. It visibly shrinks under-eye bags and smooths out crow's feet in minutes, and the effects last up to 10 hours. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle Magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. In as little as 10 minutes, Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results. The best news, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Don't wait. Order Plexiderm today. Visit plexiderm.com/special. That's plexiderm.com/special. Paid for by Sheer Science.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Short Shifts episode. You guys know what's up here. We always talk about our boys over at Skate Tech. In case you haven't heard, Skate Tech Skate Sharpening Equipment Repair brings you NHL quality service at an affordable retail price with over 23 years of sharpening and equipment customizing experience. Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team unis, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros trust. Check them out at skatetechsharpening.com.
Like when you go through that, I actually get excited to hear your .com. I don't know why. It's like really weird, but like I'm waiting for it. It's the anticipation. Okay. It is Short Shifts Wednesday, everybody, and we have a great one for you today. Jeffrey Lavecchio has no idea what the topic is going to be, but should he choose to hop on this magic carpet ride with me and take this stroll, I'm just going to go. Okay, so this is a listener question. This is a listener question. G that sent it over to me on the Instagram, not Exchangeagram, Instagram on the line. And it's a great one. So we're going to use it here today. And it is, how do you help skilled players with low confidence in their own skills? They look good during practice, but cannot replicate it into a game. I think that's a phenomenal topic. G, thank you so much for reaching out to us with it. And Vex, I'll let you take it from here.
Great topic. And as a skill guy myself, I am perfect guy to answer this. So honestly, you want to peel back the onion all the way to the root? I would go to the root cause. Let's peel that onion. All right. Let's get those eyes watery. I would say
7 different kinds of smoke.
Boom. Ness. I would say Guillaume Ness, add Ness. I would say why are you, not you, whoever the skill guy, why is the skill guy not confident is the question I would ask. And then we would need to address that. Usually, and again, this is coming from somebody who has worked with thousands of players in person. And one of the reasons I get such good results is because I help players earn their confidence. No one can give you confidence. And the way that I look at it, which has worked with so many players, is by earning your confidence every day. Because if you reverse engineer confidence, it is earned, not given. Doesn't matter how much money you have. You can't buy it. How do you earn confidence? Preparation. When you properly prepare, you come into practice, you come into the game with swagger, with confidence, because you know you are prepared. If you go to a test at school and you haven't studied and you forgot there was a test and you had no idea, it's a pop quiz. Oh my God, I'm not ready. I'm so nervous. I have anxiety. I'm going to flunk this thing. You do terribly on it. It's because you weren't prepared. If you study for a test that you know you have in 2 weeks, every single night, you go into that test, you're walking in, swinging, excited. Let's go. I've been studying for 14 days. Bang, A+, get off me. It's because you were prepared. So if we break down, how do we go into a game prepared so that we go into a game confident? You look at, I break down a simple daily things that you do over and over and over, which is sleep, nutrition, hydration, lifting, and then like studying the game and practice habits. If you dial those in daily, you will build confidence in yourself because you know you are prepared. You have done the right things to be ready to play. And then that's where confidence will stem from, because you'll play better because you're more confident.
Yeah, 100%. And if you don't have confidence in your skills, like he was kind of asking in that question too, then like those repetitions of doing it every day, that's going to do it. Like there's kind of two kinds of confidence. There's kind of like the luck confidence where it's like, hey, we've all been there. We're not playing well, but we go to the net and a puck hits us in the ass and goes into the net. And all of a sudden we feel like we're a good player again because we got on the score sheet, but that's very, very short lived. And then there's the confidence that you earn through repetition, through the mastery of your skill. And when you buy into that, like you're talking about here, Vex, that's the kind of confidence that lasts.
It's unshakable.
It's unshakable. Yeah. Well, nothing's unshakable, but
right,
it's pretty unshakable.
It's pretty unshakable. You're pretty sturdy. You're pretty sturdy. You're not on concrete, but you're on like a hill that's been there for like 100 years. So you're good.
Yeah, totally. No, earning confidence is the best way to do it. It's more sustainable. And, yeah, especially when it comes to your skills, get to work, get back to the fundamentals. It's not about a grant. It's just, no, just get back to work, get to the fundamentals, be consistent with what you do every day. Just stack those wins, stack those wins, stack those wins. And then that compounds and gets bigger. The other thing that I will say too is a lot of times people don't feel confident because they're feeling pressure from external things, expectations from themselves, expectations from others. And I think a lot of times what I've seen, and this is partly from personal experience too, when I've been a little bit too far that way, is just reminding yourself or reminding that player what their why is. Why are you playing, man? Like, why are you playing hockey? And pretty much everybody is going to say, because I love to play hockey. Great. Like, your mindset when you get to the rink tomorrow or whenever the next time you're going to be it is just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy doing something that you've done for your entire life that has given you so much joy, that has brought you here today, and just get back to the roots of what helped you to fall in love with this game. It wasn't expectations. It was, no, I just love to play. And so just reminding kids particular of their why can help them get back onto the wagon when they're doubting themselves and they're feeling the pressure as well.
100%. 100%. And didn't he ask if you're a skill player but you don't have confidence in games, right?
Yeah. Like it's like you look really good in practice, but it doesn't translate to the games. Yes.
I would also say, my man, because I played with a lot of guys like that, and I was the opposite. Play harder in practice. Like, I'm guessing you're talking about maybe soft skill, which is usually what younger players are talking about when they
that is usually like what it is. Yes.
Like, you got great hands, silky mitts, probably score when nobody's around you. But when you have to get your shot off quicker, you hear my dogs barking. Hey, zip it. Sorry, I don't know what's going on up there. When you got to get your shot off quicker, you're in traffic. It's a lot harder for you to be successful. So in practice, what I would say is work on your hard skills.
Yeah. Compete can bring you back. Like winning a little small area game drill or winning a one-on-one battle drill. Those are things 100%. And like, you're so right. You cannot just turn it on and off. You can't just turn it on and off. Like, how you practice is how you're going to play. There's very, 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 very few, if any, people that have the amount of talent to be able to not work hard in practice and then have, their game habits be really, really good. And so that's really good. And I think the other thing too, like, as if we're talking to coaches here, is really trying to create an environment where that kind of stuff can come out. Really try and create an environment where that stuff can come out by doing a lot of competitions, making it competitive, and bringing that side out of people, because sometimes when people don't give their all or don't work hard at anything, like, again, there's different things. You talk about talking to the kid. Why are they not confident? That's a big part of that. Like, are they afraid of you as a coach and making a mistake? Are they afraid of their parents based on the expectations that their parents have put on them? Are they afraid of their teammates? Because we just had that great conversation that will air, coming up in the future about that. Like, is it the teammates where it's not cool to work hard? And so I'm not going to kind of give everything I have in practice. So I'm looking really good and skilled or whatever, but then it gets to the game and players are competing harder against me in the game and I'm not up to that standard.
Yep.
There's a lot of different things. So yeah, I love what you said. Like, it's probably different for everybody, but like, getting back to the brass tacks of it, like, fundamentals, get back to work, and what's your why. I think those are the biggest things. But I do think I'm even like reflecting now on the types of kids that I've played with and coached. A lot of times they were soft.
They were
like
soft.
Legit. They were just soft players. Yeah. And so, they get to the game.
Get in the gym.
The gym's great.
If you're asking about like a soft skill guy, get in the gym, because you earn you have to earn everything. You can't go to the gym and stand there and not try and you just assimilate strength. It doesn't work through osmosis. You have to actually put in the work to get the bigger, stronger, faster muscles, which then you're like, wow, you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I put on 8 pounds. I look great. Like, I'm stronger, I'm faster. You instantly have more confidence. You have more confidence, you play better. And you also, if you're a softer player, like you just are a little bit softer with your skill and don't like driving the net, once you got more muscle on you, you have more confidence to have a little bit more FU in your game and take the puck to the net and things like that.
Totes my goats. All right, G, thank you so much. Great question. We appreciate it. If anybody else has any other things that they want us to discuss, reach out. But time is up for today. Appreciate it. Share the show, baby.
Share it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to our Short Shift Wednesday. You guys know what's up. This episode is presented by Skate Tech. And in case you didn't know, Skate Tech skate sharpening and equipment repair brings you NHL quality service at an actual affordable retail price. With over 23 years of sharpening and equipment customizing experience, Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team uniforms, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros trust. Check them out at skatetechsharpening.com.
It's like my favorite part of my week. Here at the .com. Okay, short shifts episode today. 10 minutes on the clock. Hi, Jeffrey Lavecchio. Should you choose to accept this topic, I actually think you're really going to like this one. I think you're really going to.
I think you say that every episode, and I do like them all. Let's go.
Yeah. So, are you going to accept my challenge to be the co-pilot on this magic? I got to stop doing this.
You got to stop. Nobody else is laughing, just us.
I am, though, so it's okay. Yeah. All right, so today, this is a great, actually a very, very great topic from our podcast producer, Laura. Laura, awesome.
Shout out.
But it's how to challenge the kids that are naturally good at things and things just kind of come easy to them. In my experience, they're difficult to motivate because they don't have to really try as hard as the other kids. So like, how do you challenge kids that are naturally good at things and it comes easy to them? I think it's a phenomenal topic.
I love that topic. I mean, add more constraints to what they have to do. You know, like I think about one of these players that I train, plays at a really big NCAA D1 school now. I started training him when he was 9, and because I coached him that summer, and then he started training with me from then on. And he was so much faster than everyone else. Like, it wasn't even close when they were younger. Like, fastest kid probably in the country. Like, it was crazy. He would just beat everyone wide all the time. And I only coached him for a couple weeks in that summer. But like somebody like that in practice, I would be like, you are not allowed to beat anyone wide. Like, you know, 3 days a week, you are not allowed to beat anyone wide. You have to pull up and hit a late guy, or you have to do blank before you can attack the net. Like, something, put some type of constraint on them. And I would actually take that player aside and say, look, you know that you are so fast and you can just beat guys over and over and over. So I want to make practice a little bit harder for you because you're doing that well right now. Like, it's a fine line that you got to walk, pumping their tires, but not blowing their head up and be like, this is going to help you get better. Let's try and do this. All right. So that's one of the things. The other thing that I would do is I would also be like, take them aside and be like, look, you're one of the best players on the team. Like, you're a leader. It comes easy to you. What I need you to do, and this is going to make you better and our team better, is I need you to get the other players to work as hard as you, to do what you're doing, and kind of instill a leadership role in them and try and really like get them to take that on and get excited about it, because then they're already, you know, naturally really good. But now they won't be lazy because you're giving them that charge. And then you're teaching them about leadership and how to, you know, help the teammates and all that stuff. And what you see at the younger ages sometimes is the players that are way better than everybody else. Like, they almost are kind of like, when guys can't get them the puck because nobody can keep up with them. I've seen that a lot. So this way, by kind of putting them in a leadership role, it's going to help them and the other players. The laser, that's what I was doing. Yes.
Magma. I was going magma.
Magma.
I couldn't agree with you more on, like, and I think about it from like a team building standpoint, culture standpoint. If your best players are your hardest workers, you have a recipe for success. if your best players are those ones that like get annoyed, that they're the best, like then you have no hope. Then there's not going to be a really good team culture. And so up front, kind of talking to your best players about that, like, hey, and it gives them, they might not need to wear a letter or anything like that, but like it gives them a little bit of ownership into, hey, like where I go, the team goes, because it's true. Like you're only as good as your best players a lot of times. You're only as good as your weakest players too. But like, as far as like the culture, like if your best players are on board and buy in and are your hardest workers, that's recipe for success. And also like talking to those kids, like, hey, I'm going to coach you really hard. I think you have to coach your best players the hardest. I think you really do, because it sets the tone for everybody else. Number one, you're expecting something out of those players. And especially when we're talking about youth hockey, so many coaches go easy on their best players because they don't want to piss them off, because then they're going to leave for another organization or whatever. But like, you got to be harder on those players because you're going to make them better that way. If you don't coach them, then they're not going to get better, and then everybody's going to catch up at some point. But then also when you coach your best players the hardest, it's going to send a message to everybody else, right? That nobody's above the team. I'm going to coach everybody as hard as I can. And when I say coach them hard, I don't mean yelling and screaming. I mean having high standards and holding people accountable to those standards, right? So yeah, like letting them know up front that that's your mentality. Hey, like, just so you know, like, I'm going to coach you hard. I might single you out at different times. It's not because I don't like you. It's not because I'm trying to be mean. It's because, number one, I'm trying to push you. You need to be pushed so you can get better. And number two, it sends a message to everybody else. So totally in alignment with you on that.
I love that. I love that. It's all about how you approach those and what you say. You got to think about, what is the age of player I'm talking to? What's the message I need them to get out of this? You shouldn't really go to them and be like, dude, you're so much better than everybody, like, and just blow their head up. Like, you got to methodically think about,
hey, we see you as a culture driver. We see you as somebody who's going to push the needle forward, and you're going to be one of our better players. And so people are going to look up to you, and you're going to be the example. And so this is why I'm going to coach you hard, and this is the way you need to react. And this is the why. Again, it goes back to it. This is the why.
Is winning games more fun or losing games? And the kid will answer, winning games. Okay, well, you can really help this team win more games, not just on your play alone, on you forcing all the other players to be their best and have fun. And you can drive that, and you can change that because you're one of our best players. Mm-hmm. I really need you to step up and blank and blank and blank and blank. What do you think? Can you do that for me? Type of thing.
Yeah. And the other thing too that I think is really important is like being process driven and helping them to set process goals. Right. So it's not necessarily like I'm the best player competitively with everybody else. It's like, no, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Yeah. And let's set some lofty goals process wise. Like, hey, what do you want to do? I want to work on my shot. Great. 100 pucks in your basement every day. Or I want to work on my skating. Great. Like, let's stretch, or do mobility for 15 minutes before I go to bed every night. Whatever it is, like be very process driven with those players, because at the end of the day, if you're results driven, they're probably that talented where they don't need to work that hard.
Exactly.
And so there's not a carrot dangling at the end, that they got to kind of get to, because they're already there. They're already the best player. So why do I need to develop? I already see myself as the best. Well, that's a bad mindset to have. Like, you want to have a growth mindset, and you want to continue to push the envelope and get better. So one really good way to do that is to help them to set some really good process goals, something that they can do, or things that they can do on a consistent basis that can continue to help them to develop their skills and their mindset, and then hold them accountable to that. And you should be doing that with all of your players, but it's especially important for the players that we're talking about for this specific episode.
100%. And one more thing I thought of too while you're talking there is mentorship. Something that I do with every single summer. If an older guy walks in the gym when I have a group that's younger than them, I stop the gym and I ask that older guy to give a quick speech on who they are, where they play, how they got there, what's helped them get there. And then I let all the younger players ask the older player questions. And if they don't, I start feeding them questions so that they'll hear it. But like having an older player come in and be like, yeah, you guys are probably all the best on your team. Or if you're talking to one kid, yeah, I know you're the best, but like, what are your goals, little Johnny? Oh, I want to do this. Okay, well, in a few years, trust me, I was that way too. And it gets a lot harder. But if you start doing such and such now that Coach Topher is talking about, it's going to help you reach those goals that you just said. So by bringing in an older player, like it's kind of like when a coach will tell a kid to eat their broccoli and their parents are like, why'd you start eating broccoli? Like, what did the coach say? But it's like some other, positive role model figure in their life. So they start eating the broccoli, right? So like bringing a mentor type of player too, that'll help.
Love that. Great stuff, Bex.
Share that show.
Share the show.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Welcome to Short Shifts Wednesdays. In case you forgot, Wednesdays are sponsored by Skate Tech. Skate Tech skate sharpening and equipment repair brings you NHL quality services at an affordable retail price. With over 23 years of sharpening and equipment customizing experience, Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team uniforms, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros trust. Check them out at skatetechsharpening.com.
That's a good one, man.
Thanks, bro.
I love it. Okay, you ready? Jeff Lavecchio, are you ready to feel the noise?
Bring the noise, baby. Come on.
I think you're gonna like this one, man.
Noise.
Right,
I think you're gonna like this one. Are you ready?
do it. I dare you.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Are you ready?
Hey.
Okay. I want to know. We haven't done this one, and I think it's a really interesting topic. And you probably have some experience in this based on
Teasing me. What do we got?
Okay. I want to know, what's the best way to shut down the opponent's top player? How do you shut down the opponent's top player? We are in the midst of, this is obviously coming out in the next week, but right now we are in the midst of the Four Nations tournament. We are recording on a Wednesday, so the championship game is tomorrow, and I'm nervous as an American. I'm nervous as an American because in game one, the boys shut down McDavid, McKinnon, Crosby pretty well. Outside of McDavid's sick goal, I mean, they didn't shut him down there. But like they were pretty quiet in that game, and they are going to come out with the pride that they have in the Maple Leaf and the pride that they have in their own play, and they are going to come out absolutely buzzing. So with that, like, take me through as an opposing player, as an opposing coach, what are the best ways to kind of shut down the opponent's top players?
I always say this with every question you ask. What age?
We're talking older.
Older.
Okay, don't shut down the opponent's top player when you're in P. Just play hockey.
Right, you're an idiot. Yeah,
so
exactly.
Let's talk about, like, older players here.
Yeah, I mean, number one, I'm it's a forward or a D. It's a little bit different, I guess. I mean, number one, get in their kitchen. Whoever you got, it was the best SHIT talker. Let them go. Let them yip. Let them yap. Let them get in their kitchen before whistles, after whistles, bumping into them, whispering in their ear, sweet nothings. Like, really get up in their kitchen and start cooking. That's number one. Number two, finish every single check on them. Every single check. If it's close, finish a check, especially if it's some type of playoff where you have to play that player more than once. I'd even almost take a penalty by you overly finishing checks where maybe it was a second, is that close to being a little bit too late of a hit? I'm not saying hit to hurt, but just make the game hard for them all over the ice, whether that's finishing every check, whether that's on the face-off, tying them up, getting your stick between your legs, not letting them go wherever they want to go, getting in their kitchen and cooking, bumping into them, just like letting them know it's going to be a long night. Obviously, no player wants the game to be harder than it has to be. It's a lot more fun when the game feels easy for you as a player, but especially guys who are the best players on teams and are used to having a ton of success and usually have the ability to wheel and deal and be free around the rink. When you got somebody right next to you all the time and just seemingly all like on you like white on rice, it is hard to play and it's frustrating. And 99% of players won't be able to play the same game. There are some guys who feed off that stuff, but it's still, you're going to make them work a lot harder. And if it's a multi-game series, they're going to be tired for the second game. If you do that every single shift, the whole first game and the second game, the third game, it will wear them out. So those would be my recommendations.
It's funny that I want to go back to the first thing that you said about being in their kitchen. Yeah. There are some guys where you don't want to do that.
Yeah, there's some guys who actually feed off that.
Yeah, like sure. There's some top players who you just want to play a simple game, lull them to sleep, like
don't
kind
wake
of
them
thing.
Up.
I think of like a Marchand, right? Marchand probably thrives on that stuff.
Feeds off of it.
Crosby probably thrives on that stuff. You start to like challenge their manhood a little bit and they'll get to another level. They'll get to another level. So I would put a caveat on that one. I feel like I was the same way. Like if a team was doing that stuff to me, I'd be like, okay, oh, really? All right, let's go. Like, let's go.
Light them up. Yeah.
So you came a little bit from a team perspective, but also from an individual perspective. I'll give it a little bit more of a coaching perspective here. So let me ask you a question. What is the thing that offensive players hate to do the most?
Play defense.
Play in their own zone.
Yeah.
If you can get extended shifts playing in the offensive zone against the other team's top line, they will lose their shit. That there is nothing that they hate worse than not touching a puck on a shift and not getting the puck on a rush or in the offensive zone.
Ooh, this is some deep level chess. I love it.
No, I mean, it's true. Like,
no, it is. It's chess. Like if you put out a line that has no problem dumping, chasing, holding it against the boards, not letting that top line.
You got to spend 20, 25 seconds in the defensive zone, not touching a puck. Like that's the worst shift ever for an offensive player. Oh. Nothing that'll piss them off more than somebody getting into their kitchen, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so again, like whether it's a line matchup and you try to get a line out there that knows, hey, like your job is to go play in the offensive zone, just cycle the puck, just keep it below the goal line as much as you can. Make good them changes. And smart changes, but then also. It's a lot easier or it's a lot harder to create points when you have to go 200 feet too, as opposed to, so your neutral zone play, making sure you're getting pucks in, making sure that those players are doing that. I think just playing extended shifts in the offensive zone is so incredibly important. The other thing, be above them. You have to be above them. A lot of times those players are getting opportunities because they understand and know how to anticipate to create odd man rushes, whether that's off a turnover in transition, whether like McDavid in the first game against the U.S. when he just cranked her up, right, coming through the middle of the ice, got that pass. I think it was from Doughty and scored. You have to be tight and above them at all times, right? So a really good F3. A really good F3 is really important. Every time you see McDavid on the ice, like that's even more important. Every time you see McKinnon on the ice, that's even more. Matthews, like all these really high level players, especially the ones with speed, like you have to play in a way where you have a really good F3 and you have good gaps from your D. Really good gaps from your D. So I think those also are things from kind of like a coaching team play perspective. Like if you can be really good at creating offensive zone shifts and staying in the zone, and you're really good at being above, being above the puck, being above those players, those are huge.
So huge. And it's definitely not fun when I'd play against other teams like shutdown lines or whatever over in Europe, and they'd have a guy who, no matter what, is just always staying high. They got three guys back at all times. If it was a team that was like a lower ranked team in the league, like last place or whatever, and their goal was like the Devils in the 90s, like just trap and make the game ugly. And like, so many Czech teams play, Slovak teams play like that when we'd play like tournaments in Slovakia and stuff. Just brutal, not fun hockey, and they lull you into like being bored and then take advantage. So like, yeah, when you have teams that stay above you all the time, it's really frustrating.
Yeah, really, really frustrating. And so I think the other thing is just, again, this is for the older levels, but managing the puck in the neutral zone. You gotta be good in the neutral zone with the puck, because these players thrive and feed in transition. And so if you're careless with the puck in the neutral zone against other teams' top lines, like, they are going to make you pay. And then the last thing, I think we don't have too much time left, is stay out of the penalty box. Yeah. Stay out of the penalty box. If you're playing against high end players, well, I mean, if you're at the higher levels, you're going to be playing against guys that are difference makers, or girls that are difference makers, but like, they also thrive on the power play. The power play is what gives them confidence. If they get a cookie on the power play, like, then the rest of their game, they're like, I got my point, let's go, so
they're heating up.
They're heating up. You have to stay out of the box. That should be, obviously in any game that should be important, but especially if you're playing against a really impressive, crazy talent, don't give them an easy one on the power play. Like, make them have to earn it 5-on-5
every single time. Again, the harder you can make the game on them, the better it will be for you, and so all these things. I mean, I love what Toph said. I love that. Well, also get good at getting in people's kitchen, because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
You probably loved doing that back in the day.
God, I love it. It's the thing I miss the most about hockey, because in the real world, I can't chirp somebody for like delivering a package late that I really needed to be on time. I can't. Somebody didn't follow through on something they were supposed to. I can't just get in their ear and just start chirping them about their girl, or like whatever I used to chirp guys about, just stupid stuff, whatever would set them off. But anyways, be a bro, share the show.
Be a bro, share the show. The jaw-dropping moments that make hockey hockey. Experience them all with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Missouri listeners, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me State. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025. All rights reserved.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.